Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and I took a little break and did the other side of the roof. And now we need to make a cap up there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get a thin piece of cardstock. I'm going to make it about 3/4 of an inch wide, ish. I'm guessing, of course. I'm going to divide that in half again. Where's my pen? I'm going to make some generic lines to kind of guess where the halfway point is. Something like that. Try to make it kind of smooth and nice. I'm not cutting all the way through. Then I'm going to set it up on my roof and cut off the excess. Fold it in half. Just like that. I'm going to get a decent amount of glue in here. Not coming all the way out to the edges. I'm going to set that on there like that. And that's a quick and easy, nice roof. Now these pieces, while we were gone, got dry. So what I want to do is I want to put those on here. I need glue. So they sit flush with the bottom, just like that. Snip off my excess. They're not completely dry. Oh, who'd have thought? Okay, I'm going to get that in there. Make sure it's good and sturdy, just like that. Hold it down. Get a good cut. Do my sides. They should be a little easier to manage. I want to make sure I have that butted up against there pretty flushly so there's not a gap. Drag that down a little bit. Once I get that in place, just like that, we'll just keep going around and it's way too much glue. We're just going to come here, get that on the edge, nice and flat. Something like that. I'm going to come here and snip off my excess so it's good. And there's this little corner back here. Okay. Now we don't have any windows, so the easy fix for that is we'll make some. Getting my same thin cardboard. I'm just going to cut something vaguely window shaped. Like that. I get some thin stuff. I'll make a line down the middle. Just like that. Okay. And when I think it's centered, I'll cut off the excess. Then I'm just going to make a line out here. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just making a plus sign inside my frame. Okay. Just like that. Then I'm going to come across the top here. See how I have it coming up a little bit? Because what I'm going to do cut that excess off and make the frame thinner. Okay. I'm going to do the outside. Same deal. Making it a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Just like that. Super fast, super easy. It's going to make a nice window. Okay. Now we have a bunch of Nita planks. So to make my bunch of Nita planks, the first thing I'm going to do is I have a bunch of these made, a bunch of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these to length of about 3 inches-ish. Okay. And then for the side, the front, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on one edge, make that go a little bit high. Then I'm going to cut this off right there to where it holds it in that gap. See how there's a little bit of space there? I'm not sweating that shit. Just going to leave it be. Okay. Let me get this one, stick it on there, shove it down in the crack, force it into place, get a little piece of extra shit, shove it on there, just like that. And I'll snip off that little bit of excess every time I need to. And that is how, my dudes, we're going to plank this building. Too easy. Too easy. Leave a little gap so everything fits. Just kind of roughly make it work. If you need to cut something a little thicker or a little thinner, grab another piece of card and do it. And then we need a bunch of thin pieces for inside here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to eyeball it. It's too big. Get my poker. Careful as shit, put my piece in. Cut another one. And we need one more. Okay, I think it would be good to have a real thin piece up there, so what we're going to do is just cut something real thin. Just like that. Get the tiniest bead of glue in there, just like that. Oops, dropped it. Ta-da! So you'd be surprised at how much that little bit adds in the way of detail. Now let's make our door a little more interesting. And to do that, we're going to get one in the middle. I normally do doors and shit out of popsicle sticks too, so this is kind of new and different for me. Need something really thin over here. Will that fit? Sure will. Now I said we're doing this all free, so that means I can't use any beads or anything. Get another thin piece over here. Hope it fits. And it does. And the side walls are going to be an easy one, because all I'm going to do start on the edges. Okay. Now I'm not even going to worry about making a break in between the planks. Okay. Not going to have any cuts in my planks. I'll come back if I really think it needs it. I will come back and cut them in with a knife. Okay. To save myself a cut on that piece, I'm going to try to line them up this time, so I only have to cut one side, just to make my life a little simpler. Something like that. Yeah, I don't really need another one up in there, I don't think, but I'll put one in there just to make it look a little gooder. Gooder is a technical term, of course, used in only the upper echelons of society to refer to things that are more good. I did have a plank sticking out in the end there, but overall it wasn't too bad. back side's going to be super easy. Let me get a glue stick. Lining up one side, letting the other side overhang a bit. Okay. Sweet. Get a little bit liberal with my gaps back here. That's all right. Oh, I got a couple little bricks running loose, and you can leave those off, or you can glue those back on as you want. I'd like that one to be there, so I'm going to glue it back on. All right, next thing you should do is something like that. You don't want to do that on the bricks, though. You can do something on the bricks, though. Whenever you sew many of them, get yourself a little bit of smeared glue. Just add a little bit, tiny bit of glue, and then texture that brick a little bit. You don't want to do that on every brick, or it's going to get ridiculous. But do it on some of them. Just a little bit of glue. I'm not going to do it on the back at all because that seems fruitless. And get you a blowtorch. Clean up any spider webs you have. Get rid of any weird sticky outy pieces you have. Like little floppy pieces of super glue and stuff, or hot glue. Okay, now I want to paint this. I should Mod Podge it, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make an X on here. Oh, wait, let me get this off. This is gonna be a mistake to leave it on there. There we go. I'll make a big old X on here. I'm just going to glue this on here like a handle. Then I'm going to spray paint it black, and we'll come back for part 3. But before we go to part 3, there's something we need to do. We need a door handle. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little piece of that thicker stuff. This is too thick. Where's that thicker stuff at? There it is. No, that's not it either. Here it is. We're going to get a little piece of this thicker stuff. Cut a piece of that. Get a little bit on the door here, a little bit of glue. Now I would usually use a little bead or something to be the handle, but we don't have the ability to do that. So we're going to get a real thin piece of that card. just like this. We're going to curl it and cut it. Oops. Get a pair of tweezers. Oops. Get it the other way so I can grab it the way I want it. I've got a tiny little bit of glue here. Just like that. Oops, I lost it. Of course I did. Shove that down. And they're kind of 3D-ish. That should be warmer. Adjust it a little bit. Cool. So when I come back, this would have a chimney on the back, but we're not going to do a chimney because we don't want stuff that breaks off easy. Super cheap. Didn't cost us a penny except for some glue. We're going to paint it. I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment, and all the happy crappy helps the channel grow, especially the leave the comment part. I do enjoy those. Even if you want to criticize me, I can take it. I'm a big boy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.